Hello, everyone. I love you guys. All right. Before I start, I just want to say this. I want to reiterate this for those of you that know what time it is, and for those of you that are new here or don't really know what's going on. Again, this information that I tell you about Gypsy and them, I'm not pulling it out of my ass, man. I'm not making it up. I'm not looking at stuff and going, this has to be true because of this, that, and the other. All right. Now, there's some things that she's been done as of late, or that she's done that I have figured out with my group too, and have pointed out like, hey, man, I think she's doing this because of whatever. But I'm telling you, as far as what happened the night of the crime and this shit, that information I know about her not having a baby, is all true shit, man. All right, you you know. Before I point out some of the more new information that came out, again, I'm with the group. It's all right. And that we research this kind of shit. We keep a database on all this stuff just to do with the occult and sacrifice and ritual killings. Okay? That's why I'm not like true crime. You're not going to hear me talking about any other ones except for ones that are sacrifices. Again, after this one, Wendy Adelson comes next because believe it or not, that wasn't about custody. Those of you that know about the death of Dan Markel, that wasn't about custody. That was a ritual sacrifice so she could level up. And I'll tell you what she leveled up for when I cover her. Also, that Kohlberg case, he was the scapegoat. That was also a sacrifice. That was also those four people they killed or whatever. That was also a sacrifice and ritual that those sorority sisters did, and they roped that dude into it so he could be the scapegoat and take the fall for all of it. You see. So those are, and there's more. The JonBenet Ramsey was that too. All right, but I don't want to get off on that. What I'm saying is we just loosely call ourselves narcopath slayers. That's what the email address is, xxnarcopathslayers@gmail.com. Okay? When I tell you that we have witnesses, or I tell you that people are giving these statements, I'm telling you the truth. Now, I know people think I'm lying and making up, like I have nothing better to do than sit. Guys, this shit was reported to us, man. Okay? And it has to, and they vet it. I got nothing to do with that. I'm just reporting the shit to you. There's people vetting it, or there has to be at least more than one person that says the same thing. People that don't know one another. People just when we've got in a database someone saying something about a place, a person, to all this shit, and then 3 years later or something, people that do not know each other at all saying the same exact shit. Well, guess what? We're gonna say that happened. Okay, and it fits the evidence, and it fits what I've been telling you, man. I wish some of you guys would go watch some of my back videos, some of you that are newer here. All right? Because all the things that I've been saying are starting to come out slowly but surely. And the information is not from me figuring it out or thinking it. I'm relying on the information that we received. I could sit here and act like I'm some fucking oracle or something, and, I'm just figuring all this shit out. I could do that. And some of you believe me, some of you won't, because it's still checking out. But I'm not trying to tell you that. Again, some of the little shit she's trying to pull now with her freaks and all that. Yeah, I'm figuring some of that out on my own. Or I'm calling one of my buddies that's in the group, and we're discussing. Maybe like, you know what? It wouldn't surprise me, and then, or it goes like that. Okay. But I'm just letting you know. We are seeing now Barbara Ann, straight out of context on YouTube. God bless her soul, man. She's got all the Facebook correspondence, the Christian, and it's all coming out slowly but sure. And what is it showing? That she had her own money. She had her own cell phone bill. She had, like I said from start, guys, this was a Thelma and Louise situation. She was a grown woman, and her mother knew that. Her mother was trying to throw her out half the time. They were two women living their own lives. It wasn't this that they were always together and, oh, he's just poor sick little gypsy that her mother was wheeling around everywhere. No, that is the narrative they built. And you guys, this is something else. This is the power of what these people can do. How they own the media and everything. How they made whole documentaries and whole movies and shit to build this narrative so we would think she's just some little poor little disabled girl in a fucking wheelchair like that. And that's not it. That was acting just for when people from charities or social services or whoever needed to see the bitch in the wheelchair acting, behaving that way. That's when she did. They had to go to doctor's appointments or whatever. A social security. They're saying she had a disability check now of her own. She was an adult. That means that check would have come to her, not her mother. There was no conservatorship or any kind. I don't even think they have this. Well, they have some kind of shit like that in Missouri, but I don't. It's not like in California's conservatorship anyway. I don't think. But there was none of that she tried to lie and say her mother control. No, there was none of that. So that if she was getting a disability check, which I'm not certain of that, I saw it in a Fancy Miss Sally video, and I believe her, and I don't believe she would just say that unless she knew it. Okay, but if she was, once you're 18, that check's going in her name. Come on, man. Fancy pointed out she was paying her own cell phone bill. They had different cell phone companies, her and her mother. I want to see David Blanchard's correspondence with her. Okay, we won't get that. We won't get that. They didn't do that on purpose because they know, because he's the one that brokered the deal and brought, and he's the one that alerted them when it went south and she didn't kill Nick. He's the one that alerted them and started the whole ball rolling to make sure the right medical examiner was on. That's adjacent. That will tell a lie to fit their narrative, to make sure she gets the right public defender. She had a different public defender at first. They switched him out for Mike Stanley because he's a Luciferian. This is what he does. Just like Jeray Jarreau is her family attorney, divorce attorney. Duh, she's a Luciferian too. They're both trafficked children. This is what they do, guys. When their people get in trouble, they send their attorneys in. They're everywhere, guys. Dan Patterson's a Luciferian also. Okay? Nick's defense attorney was in on it. Now, I don't know if he's a Luciferian for sure. I don't know that. But if not, he's adjacent. They paid him and said, you're going to go along with it, bro. The only one not in it was the judge. And he didn't want to take a plea agreement at first. So he either got a bribe or threatened. Because he knew it didn't make sense to take that as a plea agreement. He knew what time it was. But if you look it up, well, what happened with that? He originally did not want to take the plea agreement. And they said, oh, well, once the state came to him and told him the extenuating circumstances, which meant he got a bribe and or threatened. He either got a bribe or he got 8x10 glossies of his fucking big black and white ones of his grandchildren or his children playing out at school at recess, that they've drawn them right up to the fence and got a big picture of them to let you know. And that's all they'll do. They'll just mail that to you, not say anything. Well, then you know we can snatch your kid up for grandchildren. And they know what will become of them because they're in the group and they know. They know what will become of their children. Right? So that's how that worked out. But what I'm telling you guys is we're seeing that she was into some really dark shit. Okay, she's the one into rape and blood and all this crazy shit. Go watch this nutso shit. She was coming, going as she pleases. Like I said, man, she was running around a hot, wild ass little girl. I don't mean hot in a like sexy hot way. I just mean her hot ass meaning she was running around like a slut, a straight slut with all these older men. Which, I mean, that's obviously why she's attracted to older men, because her piece of shit deadbeat father took off and left her. That's why she's looking for love from older men. Okay, I get that. And once she's 18 and she wants to fuck a 70-year-old, that's fine. That's not what I'm taking issue with. I'm taking issue with she wants to appear like she's this little virgin, this little... She's a fucking whore. She was all over the place, man. Okay? All over the place. So all these new things coming out, man, are going to support what I've been saying. This was a Thelma and Louise situation. Her mother, Dee Dee, is a scammer from way back. All right? Fancy Maselli just put out another video. God love Fancy Maselli. See, Fancy Maselli would have been a good attorney. Fancy would have been a good attorney. I don't know what her situation was when she got out of high school or she went to college or what the deal is. She would have been a good attorney, though. Because she now looks through the shit. You know, the surface shit is good. You know, all the salacious shit that's right in your face. We love all that, and they're putting that out there. But she looks at minutia, little things that point, that if you look at it and you think about it, and the way she explains it, this means something. This all means shit, all right? And she's pointing out that those Petries, which I told you, I think they have occult ties. I'm going to find out. They're all a bunch of scammers and liars, just like Fancy says. All right, go over there and check out all these new videos Fancy Maselli's made at the Good Wives Network. All right, she's got little short 6, 7, 8, 9 minute videos that are explaining a lot of good shit. All right, and them switching up, and them Claude naming all his girls, some root of his name some kind of way. Naming your kids all the same thing like that makes for confusion. Makes for confusion in case one of them has to be sold or come up missing, or there's other reasons too. They also played with the birth dates. Fancy Maselli, I'm telling you, go watch the video. They got all these different birth dates. Everyone knows the birth date of their fucking kids, man. Okay? All right? I could be in a fucking drunken stupor. Not that I drink maybe a couple times a year, but I could be in a drunken stupor. And I could recite to you my children's birth dates. All right? Well, they're changing the birth dates around and shit. That's where Dee Dee learned it from. Again, I'm not trying to disparage a dead woman, guys, but why would we think, and Fancy Maselli just yelled it out, that whole family's nothing but scammers and liars. But Dee Dee, I don't know what that's about. God love Fancy Maselli, but they're all bad and scammers, but not Dee Dee. Of course Dee Dee's the same as they are, man. Of course she was. And again, I'm not disparaging. She did the best she could, I guess, with her kid, but then she got into some dark shit. And I'm telling you this, and I'm going to find out. Number one, you guys have to understand about these charities. Most of the charities are set up by the evildoers so they can get to children or other. They got other things planned, but it's also because the money tax exempt from it. That's why, okay? And they funnel a lot of bad shit and trafficking and shit through these charities. I hate to break it to you. And it's like, oh, well, it's a charity. Well, they do good things. Yeah, they do on the surface. Of course they do good things on the surface. Oh, well, they're charities. Of course. Well, the tension's off of them. Charities don't do bad things. No, they only do good things. They're charities. All right? And I'm telling you guys, and I'm going to find out, they use that hurricane as an excuse to send them there, to set them up to traffic children. I'm telling you that's what happened. And I'm going to find out. I'm going to get you all some solid proof of that. Okay? I've already told you guys my reasoning why I know they were trafficking children there. I made whole videos on it. Why I know they were. We have victim statements. I've told you guys that. And of course, some of you don't believe me. Some of you guys think I'm making up that these people say the same story, that they were brought in and out of that house as little girls. We haven't heard any reports from little boys, from little girls, and they were brought in a toy box, in and out, up that ramp. That's what they say. The same thing. People, different time periods, don't know one another. They're grown up now. One of them said that it was raining so hard that they didn't go in the toy box, that they just put them under their jacket with umbrellas and just ran them in the home. We have victim statements. All those back sheds, you saw them painted up like a fucking daycare center back there. You saw that little bed back there. Come on, you guys. Boxes that say Huggies on it. Okay? I don't know whether Gypsy could hold her mud or not, but I don't think adults wear Huggies diapers, do they? Well, maybe they do. You saw the rest of the house was painted different colors. It's not because Gypsy was pretty in The Little Princess. We found out now she's a whips and chains whore. She doesn't care about all the pretty colors. You guys fall for everything. Stop it. Oh, well, they painted the house so like that because Gypsy asked it. Habitat for Humanity did because Gypsy asked. This is what you guys say to me in my comments. I'm so sorry. I get so upset about this, though, man. It's right in your face. All that money. She wasn't getting people say, oh, well, she was getting child support and she saved it. She was not getting child support. Gypsy was 23 years old. She hadn't got child support, and he wasn't paying it anyway like he was supposed to be. And it wasn't that much. Stop it. All that money in the safe, there's no reason. Gypsy sending Nick hundreds and hundreds of dollars all the time just to come up to see a movie. Oh, here's another. Come on, guys. They were trafficking children there. I'm not saying they were touching them or hurting them, although now that what I find out about Gypsy, I would not be surprised if she was. Okay? I don't know that. We haven't got any report of that, but I would not be surprised. All right? So this is the deal. That is why they wanted her in. You see how evil and what a freak she is? She's just perfect for him, and she was already trafficking children there. That's why they wanted her.